So we will have another important topic. Dr. Vinay will be presenting. So Dr. Vinay is a retina specialist trained from AIMS, and he runs a big chain of hospital called Synergy Eye Center in Delhi. And he will be, I think, he was one of the reasons why I incorporated EMR in my practice, though I had a lot of resistance कि मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी. So let's hear it from Vinay about the EMR and the TPAs.
Thanks, Parul, for adding me to this session. And it pays to have a bad handwriting. So I came in practice in 2001 and 2002. I incorporated EMR because my handwriting was horrible. So, and we were two of us together. And I incorporated, my partner was resistant to it. And then came NABH. And because NABH requires so much of documentation that everyone in my center had to then ultimately incorporate EMR. So I was afraid that Parul is going to cancel my talk because it has already been proven that you need digitalization of the records and you need accreditation and TPAs. So I think that's a no-brainer now that Ashish has done my job easier. So we know that we need EMR, we know electronic records, and we do need cashless facilities for our patients. So just an off thought, I have got another model that we work on, that there are people come to my center and they use my facilities. So even those beginning practitioners who don't have accreditation or someone, another model can be that you have your OPDs and you can run your OTs at other places which are already accredited also. So that's another option that some beginners can have. But of course, ultimately to have your own center, have your own place is the best way to move forward. So you should all try to add on EMR, TPAs, and the other things into your practice as soon as you can. So let's see how we can do it and what are the challenges that we face. So let me start with the TPAs. Now, as you know, patients with medical insurances are becoming more and more, and soon they will be almost 100%. We keep talking about, say no to cashless because it's a pain for us and this and that. Every now and then there'll be someone talking on WhatsApp groups, but we all know it is practically not possible to say no to cashless. Though it will make our life very easy. Paisa let the patient go and take the reimbursement. It is not practically possible. Avoiding cashless may mean less cash. So face it, you have to do it. It's a service industry now. Medicine, ophthalmology is not only a medical practice, it's a service industry. We have to give service to our clients, our patients, make their life comfortable at the cost of making our life a bit more miserable, but they will come to you only if you're making their life simple. So we have to do cashless, and the earlier you adopt, the better it is for you. So what all you need? You need to be registered with your local medical authority. So whatever it may be, nursing home, cell, or whatever that is there, because it has to be a recognized center. The facilities have to be adequate and required as per legal norms. All the legal compliances have to be met. And a good quality control system has to be in place. Now, these four things are anyway required for having a good practice, for your medical legal safety and other things. So these anyway you should have. And many times, because there's no pressure of getting the TPAs, we tend to cut corners there, which we should never do. The only thing that it adds is an extra staff that is required, 1 or 2 or 3, sometimes more, to take care of all the hassles of empanelment, pre-authorization, billing, follow-up, short claims. There's so many hassles that come along with it. But we are into business of medicine. So business means hassles. We have to take care of those business hassles also. Now, there's a new scheme launched by the IRDA, which is called Cashless for All. You might have read about it. So earlier, the TPAs would refuse a patient who was not in a network hospital. But now they say that every hospital which is registered with authorities can provide cashless to the patients. You have to inform the TPA at least 48 hours before the procedure. And what the TPA does is, on a case-to-case basis, they enter into a small contract with you. So for that, you should have all the documents and paperwork ready with you. So if you don't have an empanelment, they'll be asking certain documents, have that ready so that you can immediately talk to them and have a good negotiation with them to try to get a better rates. Now, once you have a few of these cases, it becomes easier for you to get into a network of their panels also. So that's the next thing. You should have a very well-defined tariff list that you should share with the TPAs. Accounting should be very, very good, and you should preferably be digital uploadation of the bills because they insist on that, and your account keeping is better with that. Dedicated staff to get the empanelment done, get the GIPSA and the other things for you. Dedicated accountant to make the bills as per their norms, submit the bills on time, chase the bills when the payments come to reconcile. So all those challenges are there, but you have to have someone in place. And in case a patient is going for, say, like Parul said, going for upgradation, there's a skill in which you are going to ask him for upgradation. Don't push him for upgradation. Let the patient demand an upgradation. The moment you try to push him for upgradation, the patient is going to eat up your head. So tell the patient these are the options. Your insurance is going to cover this. We are okay with doing this. If you want that, then we can always do something better, but then you'll have to pay an extra price for that part. So let the patient ask for upgradation rather than you pushing for an upgradation. So therefore, you have to counsel your counselors very well that they should not push the expensive packages to the patients and create headaches for you. Now, anyone has any questions about TPAs before I move on to the EMR? Yeah. Mike?
So I'm a second generation ophthalmologist and I'm from a very small city called Dhure. For initial 3 years of my practice after joining my father, I was going with regular OPD flow. Since last 1 year, I have focused on insurance patients. Approximately, I have operated 112 cases till the date, but still I'm not able to get the TPA. I have mailed many times to all those TPA companies, but I don't get a good response. So on the other hand, some third parties are contacting me that we'll do all the procedure and we'll take 30,000, 40,000.
So see, the problem is that the TPAs were acting very pricey so far. The advantage of being in a small place is that you are the boss out there. Since you have got patients coming to you and TPAs are entering new, you can still dictate terms to them. People in Delhi or Gurgaon, we have a disadvantage because there are so many competitions around us. But fortunately now with cashless for all coming in, we hope that the TPAs will get more amenable to getting people because they cannot refuse a thing now. So if you apply on cashless for all and they have to give 2, 3, 4 times they will give it to you, slowly it will come in. So there is a cartel that they have which we have to break, but unfortunately that's the way world works. So we'll have to be.
At the time of empanelment, they are asking for 30% discount and 40% discount in actual bill.
Yeah.
So how to tackle that?
So that's why I said you have to have a guy who can kind of interact with them, and those are tough decisions you have to make. So to see how much of business are you getting from there, and this is unethical what they do, but that's a fact of life somehow.
Rather than empaneling with them, can I go for just reimbursement like what I'm doing for
in
last
a smaller
1 year?
town it may still work, but bigger cities patients do not want the hassle of claiming the money. They want to go cashless.
The moment your competitor is offering that service, the patient will shift to that part. Because believe me, all of us are the same level of cataract surgeons. No one is supremely better than the other. So why won't he go to a place where he gets better services? So unfortunately, it's a service industry. You have to take it as a service industry. If there are 2 hotels nearby, one hotel is offering a service, the other hotel will also have to offer that kind of a service. So the time of that high-headedness of, I'm the big shot, it doesn't work, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
So now sorry, yeah. Yeah, that's a model that can work. At Pristine, people used to do that. Unfortunately, the insurance people don't like that kind of a model. But yeah, whatever works for you. But then again, depends. If you're in a smaller town, you can manage those things. But if my competitor is out there who says, I don't need a check, I'll get a cashless for you, why would he give me a check?
But that's an option, I know a couple of people who, even in Delhi NCR, they are opting for this. So this is, I think, whichever works for you, but you have to, give that facility to the patient, whatever way you can work it out.
So now coming to the next part of the presentation is EMR or electronic medical records. So I think most of us know what EMR are. So basically they are electronic collection of all the records. So it will have a demographic data of the patient, including the contact detail, which is very, very important. Mayank is going to be telling you about marketing and how we should market. But that is to get patients from outside to come to you. Now, what we have to do is those who have come to you already, give them a wow experience and make sure you retain those patients. And that is, I feel, is the best form of marketing. So it can keep history in its place, examination findings, and you can even link up many machines so that all the investigations are also added to your EMR also. You have a drawing tools also in this. So you can make some drawings the way I'm kind of making some drawings here. You can use a pencil, pen, or you can even use a mouse or whatever. So the problem that we had is, if we're making some drawings, how do we make the diagrams? So all those can be done on the EMR also. Now, it maintains the data on a computer or on a server, which is shared by multiple terminals. The beauty of EMR is that one person, say reception is going to make one entry, your optometrist is going to make another entry, then you are going to make another entry, then counselor is going to make another entry. So everyone is sharing that file. So therefore, it makes your life very easy. And it can be accessed from various terminals. Backup and retrieval of data is very, very easy. Now, why don't we people adopt an EMR? First of all, what's the need to change? Kaam chal raha hai, yaar, I'm doing business, I'm happy. Why should I necessarily change the things? Second is, it might be very expensive. Why should I spend that money on this thing? Take it from me, if you invest on EMR, you will recover your cost within 2 to 3 months of putting the EMR. That's a guarantee to you. If you don't get it, take it from me. EMR is going to pay you money back with so many more things. So don't let cost be the factor there. Yeah, there is a technical staff that you would need who's going to manage all the initial glitches that are going to be there. It may be a bit difficult to train the doctors and staff initially, but then again, I'm telling you my own experience, when it comes to it, when you have to adopt it, people will adopt to it. People think that this is going to slow down the workflow. Actually, it doesn't. It actually hastens up your workflow, which I'll be telling you about later. So what are the advantages? First of all is that you give a printout to the patient. The biggest advantage is they don't have to try to decipher your handwriting. Plus, nowadays, the government keeps telling you about putting a generic name and so many things, which you cannot write when you're writing a handwritten thing. It has to be legible, written in capitals otherwise. So when you've got a printout, everything is taken care of. You can even put it, like I put an alternative salt name, generic name, everything comes predefined. The frequency, the number of days, everything is predefined, can be bilingual. It is more impressive for the patients to have a printout in hand. Legally, it's much safer. And you retain a copy of the records with you, whatever you're writing, giving to the patient. Otherwise, the patient can claim that you have done something, you've written something, but don't have any records with you. Here, you have got a record. Some people make a carbon copy and give a written prescription. That is very difficult to maintain those records. So EMR keeps you maintain the records also. Legal compliances and NABH becomes very important because NABH requires so many things to be written out there. You cannot write in every prescription. Without EMR, you cannot get NABH. That's very clear. Helps in cashless, minimizes the mistakes. Patients are more satisfied. Records retrieval we have talked about. You can even control your finances better with this. You can link up your billing and everything to that. You can see how many patients you have seen. The pilferages are going to go down. Patient engagement becomes much better. You can use that to educate the patients also, showing them the images on the screen when the patient is coming to you. Like I show them the previous and current OCT, they can see the decrease in edema or increase in edema, VMT going down. There's so many things that they can see out there, which is much easier for them to understand. Better patient retention, you can use it for research purposes also. Predefined format for NABH I told you about. Seems slow in the beginning, but in the long run it is much, much faster. Today, if my EMR shuts down for 10 minutes in my OPD, mere haath pair phul jate hain. I don't know how to see the patients. So it's actually makes your life very, very easy. You can retrieve the patient's data to follow up with the patients. You can even give them the next scheduled appointment from the EMR only, so the patients are more likely to come back to you for the follow-ups. You can send them a reminder that your appointment is due, so you come back to us. All these things are going to increase your revenues, your patient satisfaction, your patient care, the patient follow-up, the results will become better, everything will become better. Now you can also integrate with WhatsApp. I'll be showing you about that, how we do that. Now before that, there's another system called hospital management system, which is the big brother of EMR, in which EMR is only a part of patient's medical records, but it has got other things also. For example, appointment, billing, accounts can be done from that, counseling, IPD, consent, discharge, TPAs, documentation, everything can go onto that flow. So I come out from my OT, the moment I come out, the discharge is ready, I just sign the discharge and I finish the job there. Pharmacy, opticals, lab can be linked to this. CRM, the customer relationship management, because you can send the regular SMSs or WhatsApp to the patients. Audit compliance and NABH, everything is taken care of. Pharmacy, IOLs, inventory, all those you can manage in that. HR management and finance you can manage. Revenue management. I have a lot of doctors who come and use my facilities. There are about 20 doctors who come there. We have a record for each and every doctor, which patient paid how much, and we can give them their revenue share based on that. Even for the credit patients whose payments are going to come after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, whenever the payments comes, we reconcile, we make the payment in that time. Everything is transparent and visible to everyone. The waiting time monitoring you can do so that you know how much time patients are waiting, so you can improve your systems. Queue management can be done. Different users can have different defined roles and rights, so they only see what you want them to see. Now, how to start with the EMR? First thing, choose the right EMR for you. In a single practice, OPD of 15 to 20, you can go with a simple EMR. But if you're a bigger setup, then maybe an HMS or an EMR which can be upgraded to an HMS. The vendor should be approachable and should have a good service record. Very, very, very important. Customization can be done, but initial stages don't do too much of customization. Go with the flow. Later, once you get comfortable with it, then go for the customization, because if you do too much of customization initially, you'll get all confused and all over the place. Selecting the EMR, I say, is like marriage. Have a long courtship, decide which EMR you want to marry to, because if you want to change EMR later, the divorce can become very painful because all your data is there. So be very careful before you select your EMR. So have a long courtship if you want to, but take your time and select the right EMR. Do not give up paper immediately because you have to have a backup initially. So always have a paper record for the first 6 months to 1 year. Well-defined data backup system has to be there so that you don't lose the data. So you have to have a periodic backups being done either on the cloud and a physical backup. Have a proper timeline for doing that. Train your doctors and staff, reward them for adopting to the EMR, show them the benefits that they are going to be having. Start slow. The EMR comes with so many features, you can't use all of them. I've been using EMR for past 20 years plus. Still, I'm using about 30-40% of the capacities of my EMR right now that I'm having. So don't be in a hurry to use everything. Take it one step at a time. Now, I'm just showing some examples of what we have done with our EMR. We have integrated our WhatsApp with our EMR. So the appointment, when the patient gets an appointment, he gets a message from the EMR that your appointment is confirmed for this time with center, everything. Then he's given a few options that he can click on these. He can check which location is there, visit instructions, disease information.
Vinay, you'll have to
just
wind up.
last time. So, for example, if he clicks on the location, he gets the various locations with the Google Maps coordinates. If he clicks on the disease information, he clicks on the disease, he gets some basic information on the disease. He's taken to my website so he can know more about disease. When the patient goes back, he's given a form about satisfaction. And whenever the patient clicks on good, he's sent another form saying that why don't you rate us on Google as well? So we are somewhere taking all the good reviews and pushing them on Google. And all these you can do by using EMR or by using WhatsApp integration. Now, for those who want to use and try it out, this is my number, my hospital's number. Just send a WhatsApp, either write hi or hello, and you will see the kind of robotic integration that we have on that. You can just try on your whatever time, or you can visit my website. There you'll have a WhatsApp ka logo, and you click on that and send a chat to this particular number, and you can see how the whole robotization works for me. We also made an app for the people. So if anyone needs any help, I'm ready. I would love to help you out. This is my personal mobile number. So you can contact me for any queries that you have about integration of the EMRs. Thank you. Sorry for the long talk.
Thanks a lot, Vinay, for covering this extensively. Just one question which, I would like to clarify for the audience. If we are looking at the approximate cost, is it something which is a monthly cost or maybe a yearly cost? And what is the range where, we should have a vague idea that this is the minimum, this is the maximum that we are looking at?
See, the one I'm using is about 10 lakhs or so, but that's a bigger version. And I was just talking to my EMR guy.
People who are beginning, what are the cheaper options?
I was just talking to my EMR guy today because I knew this question will come in. So again, he's the one who's working for me. He has come up with a package of 5,000 rupees per month, and that includes 3 licenses. And everything is taken care of, the cloud services and everything. So one for the reception, one for the Optum, one for the doctor. So you need at least 3 accounts to have effective use. Of course, you can increase. I've got about 100 accounts at my place because every person has got their own IDs and everything is happening. Every visiting doctor has their own ID. So that's like 5,000 a month is, again, not too steep.
So I think I agree. And, I think this is very important. Initially, as doctors, we are always very, very hesitant. Prescriptions लिखना हाथ से बहुत ही simple लगता है, and you have to type and you think that you'll be wasting time. But trust me, इतने सारे drop down menus होते हैं, you're really fast. So once I started doing it, and as Vinay very rightly said, once it's not working, you feel, oh my God, अब type करके हाथ के लिख के देना पड़ेगा. So I think we have to begin and we have to start using these EMRs. There are a lot of options available, cloud-based हैं, simple हैं, health picks हैं, which are common, which are not dedicated for ophthalmology. One can start and using any platform, and then you can, change gradually and build upon that. So thank you.